Well, all right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. Your buddy CJ here. And tonight, we're talking about all things automotive industry, the car guy hobby, all the things that real gearheads are interested in talking about, real gearhead talk. This is the place to be for real gearhead talk. We're talking about cars, classic cars, performance cars, sports cars, exotic cars. Guys, welcome back. All my subscribers love each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, please give me a like and subscribe. This is a wonderful place. Hopefully, you'll find it to be just that. This is a wonderful place for open dialogue and discussion about all the things that car guys and car girls and automotive enthusiasts truly love. Your buddy CJ grew up as a car guy, been in this hobby a long time, and just really started this channel to have fun and interact with fellow automotive enthusiasts and talk about cars, because that's what we do, and enjoy this hobby together. So tonight, we're celebrating a lot of things. First things first, we've got 1.5 million views plus between Instagram, YouTube, thousands of followers and subscribers, Instagram, YouTube. Guys, I am so grateful. What this tells me is that this hobby is still alive and well. We started this channel just a couple months ago. We're growing incredibly fast, but that's because of you who share a passion for this hobby as much as I do. And, you know, if you're like me, you're sincere about it. This is very real for us. we love cars. We love to talk about the automotive industry. We love to talk about the hobby, what's going on in the car scene in our respective areas, automotive events. And guys, we're just having so much fun. And the channel continues to grow. And I'm so incredibly grateful. So thank you once again. The other thing I'll say is, guys, it's kind of an interesting time of the year. We're getting late into the winter. Before you know it, it's going to be spring. It's going to be car show season and car meet season, automotive events, rallies, road trips. Okay. So I've been talking to a bunch of people lately outside the channel, just friends and acquaintances. And it never ceases to amaze me, guys, how many times I come across people who say, oh, one of these days I'm going to get back into the hobby, CJ. One of these days I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to come talk to you about what I might consider. And I tell them, let's do it today. Like no day but today. Let's enjoy life. Let's enjoy this hobby starting today. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm not a firm believer, and I'm actually against people overextending themselves. I mean, you got to focus on your priorities first, whether it's your family, your loved ones, your job, your career. But having said that, there's no reason why there isn't a car for every budget, a fun enthusiast car for every budget, in a way for you to get involved and enjoy this hobby together with your other priorities, depending on where you're at in life. So that's really the spirit of tonight's episode. What I want to talk about is 4 cars that your buddy CJ says, with a $40,000 budget, plus or minus, $40,000 budget, enthusiast cars, legit performance fun cars, that someone should buy today. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Go buy one of these cars. Your buddy CJ said it. Hit me up. I'll help you find one. You know how to find me on the socials. These are 4 cars that I think under 40,000 are fantastic buys right now. Snag one of these cars, get yourself into this hobby, and start having fun and enjoying it. I'd also like to hear from you guys. Leave me comments if you disagree with my list, or if you agree. If you've got a different list, your homework is to leave me your list of 4 cars under 40. 4 under 40, people. Tonight, we're talking about 4 cars under 40 grand that an automotive enthusiast should consider snagging now if it's your first time in the hobby and you got a little bit of disposable income, tax refunds coming in. Come on. You got that bonus from last year, whatever it might be. In all seriousness, guys, with a $40,000 budget, your buddy CJ is going to tell you 4 cars I would buy now as an automotive enthusiast to really get into the game, so to speak, of the automotive hobby. So let's get right into it. And guys, here's my ground rules. Can I give you my ground rules first? And if you give me your list, and I want you to, leave me comments. You give me your list, you got to follow these rules too. Number 1, of course, it's got to be around a $40,000 budget, plus or minus 5%-ish. $40,000 budget is the target. Number 2, it's got to be unique and unusual. It's got to be something that you don't see in every parking lot every day of the week. Can't be regular traffic. what do we say? Regular ass traffic. It's got to be something a little bit unusual, something, that a car guy would immediately spot and be like, wow, that's cool. Got to watch out for the microphone. This thing's dangerous. Car guy is going to spot it and immediately identify with you and want to walk over and talk to you about it. So it's got to be unique and unusual. It's got to be fun. Got to be a fun car. Okay. No minivans on this list. This is not necessarily daily transportation. These are automotive enthusiast cars. Some of these could be driven every day, but it's got to be unique, unusual. It's got to be fun. It's got to capture the attention of the automotive enthusiast. Number three, it's got to be a car guy car. It's got to be an automotive enthusiast car. And I know these shades of gray, but this is some general guidance. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, these have to be cars that invoke a response and or passion. If you're a real car guy, not a poser, if you're a real car guy like your buddy CJ, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are certain cars that when we look at them as automotive enthusiasts, we can't take our eyes off them. If we see someone pull in with one of these cars at a gas station, we are compelled to go talk to them. Okay? If we see these at a car meet, there could be 10,000 cars, 1,000 cars, whatever. You see this car, whatever it might be, fill in the blank, and that's the one you got to look at. Maybe you got to snap a shot of it with your phone. Maybe you got to talk to the owner and share stories. These cars have to invoke a response and really bring out that passion of automotive enthusiasts. So those are some 5 guidelines, kind of rules I'd like you to apply. Those are the rules your buddy CJ applied with my 4 cars for $40,000 that I say, if you're wanting to get into this hobby, your buddy CJ says, let's do it. Number 2, I put my money where my mouth is. Hit me up. I'll help you find one of these cars. Number 3, these are 4 that I think would be a great way to start with under 40K. So let's get right to it. And guys, I'm going to start off kind of, not too safe, but reasonably safe. Then we'll get wild the further I go into the list. Guys, what are we looking at here? This is a 2002 Pontiac Trans Am. On the topic of something different, this is the last year of the Trans Am. This is the swan song for the Trans Am. This was it. So right off the bat, anybody who really knows their American cars, their muscle cars, their performance cars from this era, from Detroit, they're going to know this was the end of the line. So you instantly have something that at any Cars and Coffee or any car meet, it's going to carry some weight, right? This was the end of the line, the last year. I claim this is the one you want. 2002 Trans Am, okay? There's the WS6 package. Couple things to know. 5.7 liter 350 V8. You could get these in a 6-speed manual or an automatic. Okay, obviously for the enthusiast, generally speaking, the 6-speed's more desirable. Ram Air hood. That hood, I love it. I think it stands out. This 4th gen platform, if you will, of the Trans Am. I like all the graphics. This car has the graphics package. I say go for it. The fog lights, those pop-up headlights, the induction hood, the Ram Air hood. This is the one you want. A couple other things to know, 5.7 liter, I mentioned about 325 horsepower. The torque is what you're going to really feel. Horsepower is what you read about. Torque is what you feel. That applies to this car. This was a fast car and a quick car for its day and still, carries its own weight for sure. These are known to be well handling cars. Final year of that Trans Am. Here's something else, and I'm going to give you some real talk tonight. Real talk, real gearhead talk. I got to give it to you straight. Guys, you could go to a car meet and see 100 Camaros, okay? You might see one of these Trans Ams. You might see a couple. And specifically coming to the 2002, the final year with the WS6 package, the Ram Air, all these other things, you might maybe see one, okay? 1 or 2. This car will get attention while everybody else is walking past the Camaros. Sorry, Camaro guys. And I grew up as a Camaro guy. But these cars are special because it was the end of the run. I think Pontiac had some really cool trim and option packages, some configuration and appearance packages that were really unique to the Trans Am. Guys, just a great car all around. And they can be had for under $40,000. Now, would you want to daily this? Some of them are getting to be sort of collector's items, but you certainly can daily these. There's one of these for a lot of different budgets as well. You don't have to go with the 2002, but this is certainly the one to have. So that's the 2002 Pontiac Trans Am. WS6 is a perfect one to get for around 40,000. You can have this car and you'll have a heck of a good time with it. Let's keep going. Guys, now I want to kind of take a pause and go with something kind of safe, but also 100% fun, enthusiast car that will immediately catapult you into this hobby in the fast lane, so to speak. Let's take a look at it. Guys, I'm going to be real. With a $40,000 budget to get into the automotive enthusiast hobby, you have to consider Porsche 911 options. You know, for about a $40,000 budget, you're probably looking at getting a nice example of a 996 or 997 era. The 991 generation, 2013 and up, you know, probably going to be on the higher end. You're going to be stretching outside of that $40,000 budget. So let's talk about the 997s in particular. You know, these cars are absolutely beautiful. You have that classic Porsche styling and shape. The cool thing about this, as I said, if you go for a Porsche 911 as your first automotive enthusiast car with about a $40,000 budget, as I said, you are instantly catapulted into automotive enthusiast territory. This is regarded by many people as the greatest sports car of all time. Real talk. Porsche 911s are largely, I can't say largely, but significantly considered by many, many enthusiasts to be some of the best performance sports cars of all time. So with a $40,000 budget, you can get a nice example of a good driver, a Carrera, maybe a Carrera S. Depending on mileage, you could step up in trim package as well. There are a couple things to know. I've got a whole episode on the different generations of Porsche 911s, but a lot of these had the Tiptronic automatic transmissions. Later examples, 2009 and up, started having that PDK, that Porsche dual clutch automatic transmission. You know, if you want to go with an auto, that's probably the better one to get, but you can get the Tiptronics as well. Of course, manuals are plentiful and are probably more of the automotive enthusiast cars. IMS bearing issues, I'm not going to go into the details, but guys, do your research. This is, in fact, as we all know, a German car. Now, generally speaking, owning a Porsche 911 doesn't have to be terribly expensive, despite popular belief. These cars don't have to cost you an arm and a leg to maintain. Go for an example that's got good maintenance records. If, you know, do your research. If the car was subject to IMS bearing issues, see if it was ever mitigated. If it wasn't mitigated, maybe it's worth taking the risk, and that could affect the price that you might be able to snag one of these for. So I'm not going to go into the details of what the IMS bearing issue is all about. It's something to be aware of. Your buddy CJ said, do your homework. But these are fantastic cars that you can enjoy, and you are instantly established with automotive enthusiast cred just by pulling up in one of these. You know, this is an incredible sports car, and you will have so much fun. You will fall in love with this car. You know, maybe a lot of you out there are saying, hey, CJ, why spend $40,000 on an older 911 when I can get a newer Cayman or Boxster? Well, I'll tell you why. And I know what the knee-jerk reaction from a lot of car guys will be is, well, CJ, the Cayman, the Boxster is actually more fun to drive and it's better on the track and all. Listen, real talk tonight. If you haven't owned a Porsche 911, start there, okay? Get that experience under your belt. It is a fantastic ownership experience. And unless you've owned one, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to come across as bougie or anything like that, guys. What I'm telling you is owning a Porsche 911 is unique. They are incredible cars. They do have an aura of prestige. You will feel special driving this car. Real talk. It's just a special vehicle. Yes, they're mass produced, no doubt. But these cars are just so fantastic, so amazing, so classic. What a rich history in our hobby. Okay. Porsche 911s are like a hobby within the hobby. Within the hobby. Like you got car guys, then you got Porsche guys, then you got Porsche 911 guys, right? And each generation of Porsche has a following. Okay. So enjoy the 911. Get that experience. That's my suggestion. Now, listen, I've owned a Cayman. I've driven Caymans, Boxsters, 911s. I've owned 911s. They're all fantastic. I'm not downplaying how great all of these Porsche sports cars are. They're all fantastic. But what I'm telling you is when you have the opportunity, if you have the opportunity, your buddy CJ wants for you to someday own a Porsche 911. And with a $40,000 budget, you can get into a nice one like this one pictured here, something like a 2009. And it's just got that classic styling, incredible performance. It'll feel so solid. I drove a buddy's, I was just telling somebody, I drove a buddy's 21-year-old Porsche a couple months ago, and that thing felt rock solid 21, 22 years later. Like, these cars are very well built, that German engineering. You'll enjoy it. And you're immediately you can join the Porsche Club of America. You can go to the Porsche events. You can park with the Porsche guys. Everybody will talk to you. They'll have a ton of information to share with you. Guys, Porsche 911, $40,000 budget all day long. I would strongly consider a 997, 996 generation Porsche. If you can stretch up into like a 991 Carrera, those are great cars as well. Let's keep going, guys. I'm going to go safe but special with my third pick. Who's having fun tonight? Nobody else is having as much fun as we are. Let's be real. Real car guys hanging out, talking about cars. That's what we do on this channel. You know, that's what we do. And I'd like to believe that that's why the channel is growing, because of you and I sharing a passion for cars and this hobby. Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Guys, my third choice before I get wacky, I am going to blow your mind with my fourth choice. Preview, big facts. Your buddy CJ is going to blow your mind with the fourth car on my list, but I ain't going there yet. Let's look at the third car. I gotta work you guys up to this. I can't just put you on that out of the gate. Listen, what list of performance automotive enthusiast cars would be complete with a $40,000 budget without including at least one special Mustang? Guys, this is the one to get. With a $40,000 budget, I claim, if you're going to buy an automotive enthusiast car to get into this hobby, spring 2024, you want to be on the streets having fun with your legit car guy car, I want you to strongly consider the 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009 Ford Mustang GT 500. These are fantastic cars. Guys, this happens to be the S197 generation. These cars had a 5.4 liter supercharged engine. You're talking about 500 horsepower. The car, that's plenty of power for this car, more power than you need. It sounds like a monster. It looks special because it is special. Look at the badging, look at the decals, look at the stance, look at the wheels, the extra width to the car, it just looks beefy. It looks mean. It looks special. This is a special Mustang. Could you go and get a more modern Mustang GT for 40 grand? Yes, you could. Absolutely. And it might even still have a warranty. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. No. Tonight, we are talking about special, unique, fun car guy cars, automotive enthusiast cars at a $40,000 budget, somewhere around there, that you can snap up right now and instantly be catapulted into this hobby. And I claim, if you're a Ford person, if you like Mustangs, you want something that you can drive and enjoy and still find parts for and get it worked on by dealerships if you choose to go that route, or known Ford shops that are plentiful, consider the S197 2000 through 2009 Ford Mustang GT 500. These cars are special, okay? They are not just your everyday run-of-the-mill Mustang. If you go to a car meet and line up all the Mustangs, for me, right, the ones that really stand out are these GT 500s of any generation. I love all the GT 500s. I love the GT 350s, but I got to tell you, when I see a GT 500, those are the ones that immediately grab my eye. And those are the ones, especially the stock ones. Now, you can turn this into an 800, 700, 800, 900 horsepower beast with upgrades and tunes and additional boost, replace the supercharger, all those things. I claim they're perfect factory spec in this generation. And I also claim the car will probably be worth more when you go to sell it if you keep it stock. I'm a big fan of keeping a car like this stock. And you can find a nice one for right around $40,000. So guys, that's number 3 on my list. I had to include a Mustang, but it's a special Mustang. I think you guys will agree. Leave me your comments. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about my 3 so far? Number 4 coming up. I want to hear your 4 cars for $40,000 each. All right, guys. The fourth car on my list might surprise you, and this might be a bit controversial. A little controversy tonight. Your buddy CJ's got to bring it to you. That's my job, people. It's what I got to do. But in all seriousness, fourth car on my list, guys. Remember my criteria: unique, fun, automotive enthusiasts car that invoke response, reaction, and really demonstrate our passion. I would tend to say this vehicle, the Chevy SSR, checks all those boxes. It's not for everybody. I know this truck is polarizing. It's unusual. But that's what's cool about it, right? You get into one of these, and you can be well under $40,000 and get a nice example of a Chevy SSR. And it's just a cool cruiser. Is it a car? Is it a truck? It's a truck with 2 seats, a bed, and a convertible. Okay? Big V8 out front, rear wheel drive. Are you kidding me? And you could put plywood and mulch in the back. Give me a break. Who's cooler than you with your Chevy SSR? These are cool vehicles, and they can be worked on by any Chevy dealership or any Chevy mechanic, someone who knows their way around Chevy technology of the early to mid 2000s can work on this for you. Okay. And these cars are unique. Now, again, you might look at it and say, CJ, no, that thing's goofy. Not for me. That's an old man's car, whatever. I know it is not for everybody. But what I'm telling you is if you don't want to be every guy in a Corvette, Mustang, whatever, fill in the blank, Dodge Charger, you want something different to participate in this hobby and enjoy, and something that'll really strike up conversation with fellow enthusiasts, and something that really is kind of differentiated, you might want to consider a Chevy SSR. Couple of the specifics. Now, the first couple of years had the 5.3 liter Vortec V8 engine. It was kind of ho-hum. It was okay performance. It was a cruiser, right? This was never going to be a track beast or anything like that. But the later years, the last couple of years, these were available with the 6.0 liter V8 out of the Chevy Corvette. These were producing close to 400 horsepower. You could get them in a manual. So if you're a performance nut, which most of us are, the more desirable ones have the 6 liter in them. But, if you're more budget conscious, you can still get the same cool looking vehicle with that 5.3 liter V8. It's just not going to have that same additional oomph that the 6 liter has. But again, you're probably not going to track this thing. You might use it for daily. You might use it for weekend cruiser, run your errands with it, go to the car meets, cars and coffee. You will have a blast with it. Okay. And it checks all those boxes. It scratches those itches of being unique and fun and a true automotive enthusiast car, and something that invokes a response and demonstrates our passion. So guys, I just wanted to go on here tonight and celebrate a bit with you. We're right here in the thick of the winter, but spring is coming. And if you want to get into this hobby with about a $40,000 budget, 40,000 plus or minus, a little more, a little less, you can get any one of these 4 cars. Now, these are my 4 cars, but your buddy CJ is going to give you a little bit of homework. I want to hear from you. What are the 4 cars on your list? 4 under 40, plus or minus. I'll give you a little wiggle room. You want to go a little over 40K, big spender? Okay, big shot. You do it. Guys, I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Please leave me your comments. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. Your buddy CJ, listen, we're having a blast with this channel, Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. We are just getting started. Guys, I'm so grateful for you. Be well, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace.